Oh man, I was thinking third time was going to be the charm on this one. This is in fact the third time I've been out here, but even after 3 weeks of seeing it in bud, Liatris novae-angliae still just, it's burnt to a crisp, basically. Alright, one of the blazing stars. Got that dark, mildly pubescent stem there. Alternate foliage, not opposite, like as if it was a, eupatorium and not world, like a eutrochium, but nonetheless in the same, I think it's tribe, Eupatoriae. I mean, you can see the interesting phylaries there. Nice purple pom-pom flowers when it comes out. Yeah, those are really cool phylaries. But I mean, I just don't think that this guy's got it in him this year. I mean, it's everywhere. Here's another. Looks just, yeah, that's Liatris. Just everything is burnt to a goddamn crisp. Oh my goodness. We even got some rain last few days. Oaks don't seem to mind. There's a pokeweed over there. We'll go look at that in 1 second. But yeah, everything has just been burnt to a crisp this summer. We're in kind of like a little oaky savanna here. You got a big oak over there. Juniperus virginiana. We're out on, I guess you could say we're out on Cape Ann. But yeah, this, oh my God, this population, I just don't think they have it in them this year to really produce a prodigious bloom. If we want to go see this guy, maybe we go take a trip up to, maybe we go take a trip up to Maine, up to Kennebunk. They got a huge population of Liatris up there. But that's a shame. And not how I wanted to really start this video. I'm on vacation right now. It's Monday. Get the rest of the week off, do some botanizing, going camping, going back up north. Probably going to do a hike on Wednesday. This doesn't mean anything to you right now, because if I end up not making the videos, it won't matter. But yeah, I'm curious to know how that fucking pokeweed, how that's blooming. But this Liatris, which should for all intents and purposes be more well suited to these dry conditions, isn't. September, it's a couple days away. Still hot as a nutsack. Cooled off for a little bit, but evidently not enough. Evidently did not cool down quite enough. All right, let's go take a look at this pokeweed over here. Okay, so this is that pokeweed. This is Phytolacca, americana, however that's pronounced. Phytolaccaceae. It's a family. Orders Caryophyllales. Got the red betalain pigments, very distinct. That color is different than anthocyanins, just another red pigment that plants make. Helps to resist the protecting it against sun stress. I saw this plant 2 days ago growing out of a sewer grate, inundated with water, growing basically underground. And here it is out in this field where it's extremely dry and basically in full sun. No clue why it's doing very well and everything else is just dry and crispy. That I frankly don't have an answer for you, unless it's just maybe getting a little bit of shade from the tree. But that doesn't really make any sense, because this exposure would be getting sun, I think, any time of day. Those, like I said, we get the pretty striking coloration difference between the leaves and then those stems. Berries are poisonous to mammals. Birds love them. They stand the shit out of everything they come in contact with. If you live near a spot where you have these growing, yeah, it's a cool plant. It's a pretty striking in appearance. A lot of people kind of point this one out. I mean, this is one even before I got into botany. I saw this plant and I thought it was pretty cool looking. Yeah, toxic. I guess some people cook it down. I know that they have festivals where I think they eat the shoots though, not the berries. But yeah, somehow still doing fine. We might not even spend much time here. There's a couple of asters we can go look at. And here it is. It's coming up right here too. So God knows. Looks like someone was walking over to keep an eye on it. God knows what it's doing here. It's the only one in the field. Because I'm just going to assume that these are maybe running off of that main plant. But Jesus Christ, it's hot and dry. Hot and dry, even after a week-long break. It evidently wasn't enough. So that's kind of a bummer. But that's okay. We got all day, got all afternoon. Go look at some other stuff around here. I'll show you the, get some asters up over there. God knows what that's doing. But, yeah, maybe we'll take a walk around here. Maybe we'll find some other stuff. But, yeah, Liatris, I don't think we're going to have a good... This isn't going to be a good spot for it this year. We can go see them somewhere else. Okay, so we come down, you know, over to where they got a little bit more water down here. I swear, weird birds and shit calling around here. But there's a bit more going off here. We were just up in the field there. Came down to where the watershed is. And quite a few more things going off. You know, unfortunately, we also have, you know, our old friend Lithrum, Salicaria here, purple loosestrife. Liatris is a family, invasive as hell. Growing pretty much anywhere, not minding the drought, and doing quite well for itself, unfortunately. You get a species of Persicaria, which is in the buckwheat family, Polygonaceae, and get quite a few of these out west. I kind of neglected to take note that Persicaria kind of has a ton of species in it. I was under the impression that these are invasive. In fact, some of them might be. This one, ow, that's how it gets its name too. They call it the Tearthumb. This is, oh geez, am I going to forget it already? I have it right here. Hang on, I have it in my book. You know, you got to look this stuff up sometimes. Ow, it just grabs right onto you. No, not right there. Persicaria sagittata. See it right there? This is what that is. Persicaria sagittata. Polygonaceae. Ow. Hooked onto my thumb. I'll talk about that in 1 second. I just want to show you what the inflorescence looks like. Indeed, those are the flowers. Little buckwheat flowers. And that's where it gets its common name. Come on. Grabbing onto me. The least you can do is show the people what you're grabbing onto me with. It's just a serrated margin to that red stem there. Just grabbing on, willing to grab onto anything that goes by it. Allegedly native. I think there are some maybe invasive. I mean, I know that there are invasive buckwheats, but this one is native to here, and it's quite a interesting customer. You know, Persicarias get pretty distinctive inflorescences. Lots of ditch weeds kind of grow in that form factor. See, like this just looks like a different species of Persicaria right here. Maybe, might be, might not be. I'll take a picture of that guy and put it there. Yeah, so there's, geez, I'm all over the place here. You get something small, you got a little mint down there. Oh, cute little mint. I'm getting distracted, sorry, hang on. So yeah, Persicaria sagittata. And then up here, if I can get, the thing won't focus. Man, I'm out of practice right now. Is my camera just overheating? What's going on? There we go. Okay, up here, got an interesting member of the Asteraceae, Erechtites, hieraciifolius. And yes, I did just look down there to make sure I got the name. No, these aren't in bud. These are blooming, kind of doing the same thing Senecio does. There's that flower head right there. No ray florets, just the disc florets. Common name for this guy's fireweed. Comes up in clearings, comes up after fires. Of course, remember Asteraceae. So I got to show you the, you know, you got to take a look at that, not capitula. Well, I mean, yeah, this whole thing is a capitulum, but take a look at those filaries. Not hairy, actually, not really hairy at all. Kind of smooth. And then again, up in there, we'll take a look. Remember, each one of those is actually an individual flower in there, just clustered into an aggregate flower called a capitulum. Where'd he go? We had another interesting. We had a species, another member of the family Asteraceae. This is in the genus Bidens. I believe this is. I'm not super familiar with this genus. I know Bidens is pretty cool, and indeed these are pretty cool. also doing the thing. They're not really making any ray florets, just disc florets, but with these really cool, look what it's doing with those bracts there. I mean, I guess that's part of the phylaries, but just really, really interesting. I guess you could say that maybe it does have ray florets. I don't know. Bidens is a really cool genus that gets kind of a bad rap because I guess it's really invasive in other parts of the world. Again, this is native here. Kind of get little hairs on the margins of those bracts. What do the leaves look like? Let's look at the leaves. This might not be frondata. I don't think this has really compounded leaves. In fact, this doesn't have compounded leaves. I think this is a different species of bidens. Well, I guess it does have technically compound leaves there. Frondata might not be the correct name for this, and I put it up on iNet as that, so I might be mistaken. Definitely a bidens, though. There's some of those fruits right there. Allegedly barbed fruits. I'm not going to find out. But yeah, there's at least some stuff growing here on the edge of the water. Here's the here's what that fireweed looks like when it goes to seed. You know, get the plumose, your typical sunflower habit there. And the bees are going to town on this one, and going to town on the bidens. But I guess we shouldn't spend too much more time here. I've been here for a minute, trying to figure out all these different plants. This forcing myself to really get into the nitty-gritty of the stuff that just doesn't, I mean, to be brutally honest, doesn't look that interesting. You got Speria alba down here. Got a member of the rose family being visited by what looks like a wasp and some sort of fly. And up over here, I would have walked right by it, but you get a saldago, get a goldenrod, got quite a few goldenrods. Some of these aren't even blooming yet. There's one in full bloom. I'd love to get more into the soldagos. There's so many of them. They're so cool. But if you stop and really try and pay attention to each one, you'll kind of drive yourself nuts. Also, there's some poison ivy down there, so let's not get much closer. It's a solidago. It's an Asteraceae. It is very loved by wildlife. You got a few those Speria individuals left. Speria alba. And then obviously just a ton of this fireweed coming up. Doing just fine. But yeah, I mean, you could walk right through here and just think that there's not really much interesting going on. But there's some cool plants right here, especially that bidens. I hear people kind of talk down about them. And then you look at them like, hey, I mean, they're native here. I might as well just take a look at it, Obviously, the pollinators seem to be taking a liking to it, just as with this fireweed. You can see how, stuff like this would get invasive in other parts of the world. But here it's just, doing just fine. Actually, getting bigger than the goddamn purple loosestrife there. But I don't really have much else to say. I'm pretty sure I was incorrect about my species of bidens. I'm sure someone will. I already put it up on iNet. It looked like the one I thought it was had much more, much more compound leaves. And let's take a look at this real quick. This is interesting. Ah, God, the freaking Persicaria. It is sharp. It is not fun to walk through. Look at the roots coming off this tree here. I'm not sure what kind of tree this is. Might be a, you know what? Who cares? That's not what I'm trying to show you. Look at how the roots are coming out there. You can see how high this water must typically come up, and just how dry it's been this year. That's, you can see where it maybe has had lower and higher water years in the past, but yeah, I think in the not too distant past, this water was coming right up to where I'm standing, probably. Maybe a little bit lower, but yeah, that's just to give you an idea of how dry it is. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff still going off. When you get low enough, you get close enough to the water table. Cut this segment off right here. I've been talking for like 9 minutes, and I mean, this is just whatever. It's whatever. But we'll take a look at maybe one or two other things, and let's drive somewhere else. Let's go see something else. Go into a different area. We're not too far from the beach. Maybe we can find a good salt marsh to go look at, and we'll see if we got anything going off out there. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty dry and pretty uninteresting. Here you get another Asteraceae here. You got a species of Nabalus. All right, they call these rattlesnake roots. I think this one is just Nabalus trifoliolatus, the three-leaved rattlesnake root. Even though that's just one leaf, it's, you know, deeply segmented. So it can look like three. You know, you get a really rare one up north. I think it's only known from you know, the White Mountains and maybe some parts in Quebec. Nabalus bootsii, which would be presumably a bit smaller, I think, and just a you know, generally a different plant, but you know what I mean. Nabalus, these are kind of cool. I like the whole nodding thing that they do. I mean, obviously, I like the fact that the sunflowers, this one kind of looks like hell. I was here maybe a week and a half ago, and I am kicking myself for not really taking good pictures or good video of these, because I saw one that was about maybe a foot taller than this in full bloom, and this guy, you know, he looks like he's pretty much on his way, or maybe it's going to bloom again. I don't know. Like I said, it's incredibly dry for the region. New England generally doesn't dry out at all. Pretty much consistent precipitation throughout the year. Just supplement the rain with snow in the winter. Speaking of dry and crispy, looks like you had some Prunella vulgaris here at one point. That's long done though. That's like that was probably done. It's been done for months. I'm gonna take a little walk down here. I don't know, this looks like maybe like a service road or something. So we'll take a little walk down here. We'll see if there's anything interesting. There's some beech trees. So I'm holding out hope that maybe, and we'll go look at this one right here. Maybe we'll see Fagus. You know, nice achlorophyllus parasite on beech trees. But ooh, did I scare someone, or did I launch a stick? I think I just launched a stick. But I have not seen it yet. I mean, I have seen it this year. It just wasn't in bloom. I saw it up north. I was kicking myself for not taking the video that day. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that Fagus. If we don't see anything, next cut might be me driving off to a different location, because I mean, we can sit and we can catalog every single common weedy sunflower we come across. But I mean, that'd be good. I mean, let's be honest, that'd be great practice. But probably wouldn't make for too interesting of a video, especially if I can find something like an Fagus, and especially if we can go look at, you know, some stuff that's more unusual, you know, we'll say. But I mean, this drought has really just kicked the ass of every plant that's native to here. Typically, it's ornamentals, lawns and ornamentals go down that aren't adapted to drought. And then some of the more wet-loving natives, I mean, those are all fried. And now even some of these late summer plants that normally, what you get? You got any Fagus over here? You covered in parasites, sir? Oh, there was Monotropa uniflora growing over here at one point. Not a root parasite, that's a fungal parasite, but you know. But yeah, like I was saying, even the late summer bloomers that are typically, you know, not that New England has a need to have, you know, massive communities of drought tolerant plants, because really this wouldn't make much sense because it's not a very dry climate. Even those plants are struggling. See down there, they get that little wetland. Oh God, how's that brightness working for you? There you go. Just not a very good season by any stretch of the imagination. So let me quit basically trying to, oh hey, look it. You got a chestnut, Castanea dentata. Just another one of those those shoots. Never gonna get bigger than this. Probably never gonna flower, never gonna produce seed. But still technically alive. By now, the video I did on Castanea dentata is presumably up, and you can go look at it. You know, not too distantly related to that oak tree, that beech tree we saw back there. You know, Quercus, the oaks, Castanea, here's another one right here, Castanea dentata, Castanea, the chestnuts and chinkapins, which I guess chinkapins also got knocked back pretty bad by chestnut blight, and then Fagus, which is just the one species out here, Fagus grandiflora, which is that beech tree, make up the New England representatives of the family Fagaceae, the oak family. Quercus oaks, of course, being the predominant, the predominant one. I'll check under one more of these beech trees here. Fagus grandiflora, if I didn't already say that, is the American beech. Get the smooth bark, all right. Leaves that do superficially just look like a fatter, chestnut leaf. But I'm not seeing any signs of a Epiphagus virginica. We might just have to let that one go. If I take up too much of this time just looking for it, that's gonna make for some really obnoxious content. We'll just put a hard stomp on it right here, and I'll tell you if I see anything else interesting down over here. So we'll take a break for a second. Look at this magnificent woolly guy. What do you think that turns into? I do like caterpillars, moths, butterflies, etc. Is he eating the fern? He might be eating the fern. Look at that guy. What kind of toxins do you think he's manufacturing in his body? Probably quite a few. Probably make you gag if you try and chew on him. Maybe even if you touch him, you get a little skin irritation. He's a cute fucker, though, isn't he? All right, we're gonna. Yeah, we didn't see any. Oh, hey, look, there's another Nabalus right there. That's a tall. That's like the one I saw. That's a nice tall one. But all right, I think we're gonna scoot out of here. Oh, there's a few Nabalus over here. Nabaluses. But yeah, we're gonna scoot on out of here. Go look at some other stuff. Potentially go look at some other stuff. We'll see what's going on. Oh, there's some. I saw some touch-me-nots over here. We'll take a look at those too. Yeah, this one's completely done. Huh? Maybe not even trifoliolatus. Is that what that is? Definitely a Nabalus, though. They're pretty hard to mistake. I think they're even in the chicory tribe. Don't quote me on that. I'll put that below. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. You gotta read the subtitles. But hang on, let me show you. We'll get a good look at the Impatiens up here, and then we'll go over to. We'll definitely go over to another spot. Maybe we'll see a couple interesting things. Just stay with me here. Yeah, there you go. There's your Impatiens capensis, the spotted jewelweed, spotted touch-me-not, whatever you want to call it. Seed pods on this are the ones that they burst. This guy looks like he just started blooming, but he's doing well. Erechtites is actually the order. This is, I believe, one of the more basal families in the order Erechtites. Balsamanaceae, if I didn't say that, or if you didn't hear me. Only 2 genera. Impatiens, which has quite a decent number of species in it. 2 up here. You also get Impatiens palustris, I believe, the yellow jewelweed. This one, which is Impatiens capensis, is a bit more common. And then you get some other, I think, monotypic genus down in Southeast Asia. I'm not sure where the center diversity for Balsamanaceae is actually, but maybe I can find out and I can tell you instead of just taking a random guess. But cool plant, little seed pods explosively dehiscent. Nice to actually see some color today. But like I said, we're gonna go hop over to another spot. Maybe we'll see one or two other cool things. We'll be on our way. Yeah, nice patch of Impatiens here. Coming up with Saldago. Coming up with Eutrochium too. One of the Joe Pye weeds. That's cool. Also looking worse for wear. And then what's that down there? Ugh. Is it like the seed pod from an arum or something? It could be possible. It looks like there's usually more water down here. But whatever. Yeah, Impatiens capensis. Nice one. Is there anything quite like the joy of standing on the edge of a Body of fetid water. I think not. Oh, look at that guy. Oh, you're cute. Are you a plover? Oh, you look like one of those piping plovers. I don't think you are. You're very cute, though, whatever you are. Isn't that nice? There was a button bush here. Or not. Was a button bush. There is a button bush here. Cephalanthus occidentalis. Well past flowering. And, you know, I don't know if we're going to see anything else really interesting. Maybe. I'll walk around for a minute. I might call this off. I kind of want to go home, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll see something cool. Hey, got an older tree here. Alnus is the genus. No clue really what species. Maybe I can figure it out after the fact. These are the catkins, or I guess this is the fruit. Not sure exactly what the terminology is. I hope you get some here. It's definitely looking at two different types of flowering structures there. More interesting to me, at least, is down here. This is another member of the family Asteraceae. This is Pseudonephalium obtusifolium, I think is the name for this. In the Nephaliae tribe, so in the paper daisy tribe, same tribe as Antenaria, you get a couple of them. No true Nephalium, so remember Asteraceae. So that's just the capitula. These are the capitula here. Phylaries are really, really thin and papery and white. Serves as the predominant attractant. Nephaliae, just this whole tribe has some really, really crazy cool plants in it. This guy's a little woolly. What are we looking at under the leaves there? It's a little woolly under the... Oh, it's a lot woolly under the leaves too. Smells delightful. Has the common name Sweet Everlasting. You also get Pearly Everlasting. But, you know, Antenaria, Pseudonephalium, I think is another genus. You don't get many members in this tribe in North America. A lot of them are down in South Africa, or I think just maybe the southern hemisphere as a whole. Really cool plant. Smells delightful. Who doesn't love a woolly member of the sunflower family? I certainly do. And I mean, man, the sun is just beating down on me. I'm going to walk around here for another minute, but if I don't check back in, just assume I cut it off there because it's getting hot and I'm getting pretty tired. Okay, actually quite a few more of those Pseudonephalium just a little down the way there. These ones looking a little bit better. These are in the shade. Not as open. They still smell good. Yeah, they don't smell as strong as the other ones. The other ones were open. These ones are still closed. These can get pretty big too. These are shrimpy. I think these can get, you know, a couple feet high. Quite a few of them here. Coming up under, is that clethra? No, that's not clethra. That's something else. There's clethra here. Quite a bit of clethra alnifolia, but, you know, it's a little sporadic. You get what looks like some rhinoceros there. Some of the honeysuckle, I've actually seen at quite a few places. Of course, you got your toxicodendron, you get your poison ivy. There's a whole bunch of cyclists coming towards me right now, so I'm going to duck out of the way. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut it off here.